Hey guys, this is Ben from How to Roam. Today I'm going to do an assembly video of my new bicycle, Reid Granite 2.0. This is my new touring bike and also a bicycle I'll use for riding up, doing some road cycling up in the Adelaide Hills here in my time off. This is a bike that was gifted to me by my wife, but it's available from Reid for about 850 Australian dollars. It's about 550 to 600 US dollars. This is the second video in a series on this bicycle. The first was an unboxing, so if you want to check out that video you can see the link in the description below. So for now, let's get into the assembly of this bike. Okay, so the tools you're going to require to assemble the bike and do general maintenance on it are you're going to need a 4, 5, 6 and 8mm Allen key or keys. You're going to need an 8 17mm spanner set or an adjustable spanner, which is what I used. You need pliers, Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. For the basic body assembly I just used the 4mm Allen key and adjustable spanner set, but if you're going to want to adjust your brakes and also your gearing or your gears, you're going to need your pliers, your screwdriver and the 5, 6 and 8mm Allen key. Alright, so ideally you probably want a bike stand, but I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to make do with what I have. So I've got the bike out of the box and all unpackaged, and I've just got it leaning up against my barbecue at the moment, and I'm going to get the front wheel on, then I can flip it over and then get the handlebar on and the seat post in. So I'll get the wheel on. Just got my wheel over here. It's my new WTB Riddler tyre with a rim, Alex rims, with a hub and disc brake there. Just get the packaging off the actual wheel itself. Okay, now just work out which way we're going to put it on. So I've got a disc brake on that side. So it should just slot in there pretty easily, and it does. Very good. Okay. And we find the skewer. It is here. It's my skewer. I got. Just get that organised. Alright, so you've got 2 springs on each side. So I'm going to put my lever on the same side as the back, so on the disc brake side. Take that spring out. Alright, in it goes. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I'll tighten it up later, but for now I just need it so I can balance the bike itself. So I'll just get the bike up the other way. Okay, so I've got the bike up the other way now, and I've just straightened the stem up to be more or less aligned with the front tyre. There, doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we can just adjust that later on. So now we just need to basically loosen off our headset here with your Allen key. So we'll take that off. Once you've got that off, then you can put on your handlebar. Okay, so I've got the bracket off and just got to get the handlebar lined up in place. So it doesn't do perfect, you just want to basically get this on to start with, and then you can make your final adjustments once you've got it together. So just thread those bolts back in. Just get them so that your threads catch, and you can get the next one in. So just don't tighten them all the way, just get them just in, and then you get them all on, then you can make any adjustments you need. This one, number 4. Alright, so there was a guide there on the actual handlebar that showed centre, so I've more or less got it centre. I've just got to get it so it's on the angle I like. Again, you can adjust these at a later stage, but it's good to kind of get it more or less how you want it straight away. That's pretty good. So once you've got it how you want it, make sure you do these up pretty tight so it's nice and secure and safe. Alright, that's pretty good, I'm happy with that. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is set up our saddle. So just take our saddle here and likely need an Allen key. Now you want to make sure that it's in past your minimum mark, so it's got a minimum mark written on there, so make sure it is past there. Again, you can adjust it to your liking at a later stage, so I'll just get it more or less where it should be. Get that tight, and again you can just adjust that later on. When you do, just make sure it's obviously aligned with your top bar. Alright, so then the last thing has to be done in the general assembly is the pedals. So if we grab our pedals, now there are actually instructions on pedal installation because it is a little bit tricky. The threads run different ways depending on which side you're installing. So on your pedal it should have left and right written on it. So there we go, so there's right on the top there, small marking, and R on the top. Okay, so this is our right side. Now I believe the right side is a standard thread, so it should just thread on righty tighty lefty loosey. There you go, that's threading on. Now you will want a spanner or a wrench to tighten this up, but I'll just get it on there to start with. Okay, and then I'll grab my spanner, and I find adjustable spanners better, but if you want the standard spanners you can use those as well. Just give it a bit of a tighten, just make sure it's nice and tight. It's not coming loose on you, but still got enough give there to spin freely. So there we go, that's the right pedal on. So getting the left one on is the same, but you're going to have to thread it the other way. So instead of tightening to the right, you want to be tightening to the left for the left pedal. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just make sure that my headset is aligned with my front tyre. So the best way I like to do this is just put the front tyre between my legs, and then I just turn the handlebar
to get it aligned with the top bar, so nice and aligned with the top bar, and then on the top of your headset there, just give it a nice tighten up. Oops. And on the side here as well, you just want to give that a tighten. Just want to give it a tighten on the side there as well. So you're not getting any movement. Just do it nice and tight. And I'll give this one here a tighten as well. Just give everything a nice tighten up. There we go. Beautiful, nice and tight. Now you want to make sure this is secure. It's very important that you get this right. Get everything nice and tight so it's not coming loose when you're cycling or coming down a hill or anything like that. So you got that one. So the other thing we need to do is the front tyre. Now we want to make a final adjustment on here. So to do that, I just like to slightly loosen off that nut at the back there, or loosen off that clamp, just slightly loosen it off, and then just get it so your clamp comes in tight. Just tighten off a little bit more. There we go, I'm happy with that, so that tyre's on nice and tight. Double check my back one, make sure that's on nice and tight as well. Alright, that's on nice and tight. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is give your tyres a good pump up. So these tyres you want to be pumping up between 45 and 65 psi, so pump it up now, so both front and back. If you don't already have one of these hand pumps, make sure you get one, or foot pumps, they're amazing. Go, about 50 psi on there. Alright, get the collar screwed on tight. So you want to do your back tyre as well. Okay, so an important thing you're going to want to do before you jump on your bike is make sure that your brakes are operating properly. So the basic adjustments you're going to want to make on your disc brakes are firstly you're adjusting your pads, so where your pads sit. Let's see if I can get a shot. Where your pads sit against the disc. I'm not sure if you can quite see in there, but they might be rubbing against your disc. And if they are, you can basically move this unit here left and right. So you want to adjust here, that Allen key, and then this one here as well. I believe that's probably a 6mm Allen key. And then if you want to apply more tension to your brake, so when you pull on your brake lever, so you're pulling on your brake lever here,
you want a bit more tension on there, you can loosen off this Allen key here, and with your pliers just pull on that and then tighten that Allen key back up to give yourself some more tension. Now do that front and back. Now it's very important that you ensure that your brakes are working properly before you jump on your bike. Now one of the other things you may want to do when you're setting up the bike is adjusting your gears. The gears are actually more or less set up from the box anyway, but there's always a little bit of fine tuning that you might find you might want to do. I won't go into detail about how to do this in this video. I might make one at a later date, but there's actually plenty of YouTube resources out there on how to adjust your gears. So they're just running a bit smoother for you, and your shiftings you're really nice and tight and smooth. So yep, so that's the final bike there. It looks really good. Really happy with it, so looking forward to taking it for a spin and trying it out. Alright, so that's it. That's the Reid Granite 2.0 gravel bike, built and ready to go.